Hello, this is of course Nick Dutch, back again, yes, and so on and so forth. Now, we got an interesting inquiry here on one of my videos which is called Scrying with a Black Mirror. This particular comment says, but seriously, everyone needs to really think about this. The setup is always going to produce some results. First off, you're doing this while expecting to have something happen. The mirror is black, making it easier for your eyes to play tricks on you, and in the dark, with candles right in your view, also distorting and causing things appearing. It's all in your mind, it's fake. Why can't this happen in a real mirror with no candles? Well, basically, it's a little more complex than you think. Alright, a lot of the apparently, weirdo phenomena that involves things like, dowsing rods, black mirrors, and so on and so forth, operates on very similar lines, namely something in the mind is being triggered which helps to provide the result, whether it's the movement of your fingers via the ideomotor effect to create the movement of the pendulum, or the movement of the planchette. Here's one I've got earlier, not one I prepared earlier, but one I happen to have, okay, on your Ouija board. Okay, it's something in the mind which triggers something. With the Black Mirror experiment, it's something in the mind which brings about a semi-hallucinatory state. Now, yes, this could be down to, tricks of the mind and all kinds of other fun things, but once in a while you get an experience which makes you think that maybe there's something else happening there. Okay, that's basically what it's all about. And in the Black Mirror experiments, what you're doing is you're isolating one particular area, okay, upon which you can then get some kind of visual representation. You're only allowing, basically, your face to be the thing which any light hits. Okay, you've got a darkened room, you've got two candles either side, but the candles aren't shining into the black mirror. They're either side of it, but there's no direct line of sight from the candle flame to the surface of the black mirror and then back into your eyes. So that's out of the question. Okay, so all you've got is the lights from the two candles either side illuminating, your right and left hand sides of your face. And you look at the reflection of your own face in the mirror itself. Yes, you are expecting something to happen, and if you weren't, you wouldn't be able to pay attention to it even if it did happen and it was what you would call genuine. Okay, so it's more a question of you're creating an environment whereby you can have a form of hallucinatory experience, a very mild hallucinatory experience, which is based upon persistence of vision, okay, because you're staring at something which is semi-luminous, namely the reflection of your face, okay, which gets kind of blanked out in on the retina of your eyes, and that feeling of presence which you've stimulated through ritual processes and so on and so forth helps to add the sense of something is going to happen, possibly associated with either the mythologies associated with that particular place or that particular time, or what you have invoked. Okay, so the process of the invocation itself is more a question of making yourself sensitive to something. I mean, that moment when you're looking out for the scissors in your house. Okay, you've lost the scissors. You want to know where they are. You're frantically walking around the kitchen, the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, and you're doing like that with your fingers. All right, it's like something that you're doing extra, which is helping to focus your mind on the image of scissors or the idea of scissors. Okay, the purpose of the ritual itself is to create a awareness of something. Okay, that extra, I am looking out for that one particular thing, no matter what it is. Whether it is the spirit of a person who died in that place, whether it's an angel or archangel or whatever, you're focusing your mind's eye on that. And then you see just what happens. Now, as far as it is fake, no, what a stupid thing to say. There is an experience to be had. I say this time and time and time again. Strange experiences happen, but the strange experiences don't always mean what the strange experience suggests, because we don't know. Okay, so we can't know. What we can say is genuine is a experience seems to occur. Alright, and these things say something about us as humans because essentially we have the capacity to have these experiences, and therefore playing around with Ouija boards, pendulum dowsing and all the rest of that is a way of trying to access a part of our own life, some of the things that make us human and seeing what we can make of them, really, because there's so many things we don't know. And yes, we need people and eventually science to investigate these things, because it's really says something about us as people somehow. Because when we put our fingers on the planchette of the Ouija board and we're doing the right variety of seance typey thing, and we're using the ideomotor effects, all right, as I mentioned before, 1852, Carpenter et al., okay, onto the present day, a perfectly natural scientific phenomena. Okay, the ideomotor effect is you can play around with it using things like the Ouija board, pendulum dowsing, and the rest of that. It has an effect, and it's fun, and it's interesting, and it's sometimes scary, and it's exciting. All right, but that effect is real, and with the dark mirror experiments, you're doing the same kind of thing, but you're doing it with your perceptual sense. You're doing it with a mild hallucinatory trancey experience. You're doing it in a ritualistic way, and it's also great fun. Okay, there's nothing fake about the experience if the experience happens. There is something fake about what a person says it could be due to when they themselves could be wrong. All right, because you can easily attack an idea as to what, I don't know, spiritual energy or the existence of ghosts or phantoms or whatever, based upon people's alleged evidence or people's claims that one particular form of evidence means something, because we simply don't know. And people do develop beliefs, and those beliefs are negative to any form of intelligent scientific investigation into forms of anomalous phenomena. And I'm just going to say anomalous phenomena. I'm not going to say ghosts or angels or spirits or demons here, because it's a phenomena, it is anomalous. Okay, that's why. Okay, I can use the phrase UFO as an unidentified flying object to mean a object which is flying and unidentified, but not to mean alien or extraterrestrial. Okay, I once saw a UFO, okay? But then I identified it as a tennis ball flying towards my head, and it stopped being a UFO anymore, okay? It was an object that was flying, and I finally identified it, and I was able to duck out the way. Alright, but it was still, when I hadn't identified it, it was an object that was flying and unidentified. Okay? So we're talking about anomalous phenomena here, not it is a spirit, or it is a ghost, or it is a demon, or it is something from the id, or whatever, because we don't bloody well know yet. Okay? Some of these experiences, yes, they, things have happened, okay? The more you play around with this stuff, the more weird stuff will happen. And that's good. That's exciting. That's fun. That's the undiscovered country, if you will. Okay, that's the sort of thing that keeps me coming back, because it's always just like, oh yeah, what was that? What created that particular effect, kind of thing, which goes on with me. I want to know, but of course I don't know. So therefore, I'm going to carry on trying to experience it. So no, it is not fake. Alright? Yeah, we will use things like religious ideas or that kind of thing, and strange experiences, because, it will help to create the experience. We'll use mythology, we'll use temporarily suspending our disbelief in things like ghosts and demons and angels and spirits, because that's what gets them. That's like the thing which links the mind. It does something to your mind, which enables you to think outside of, just going to work and dealing with your, your family or your bank manager or whatever it is, and worrying about the weather and boring, mundane physical things. Okay, I wanted to be an electronic engineer when I was a kid, okay? But then all of a sudden, strange things happened. Alright, okay, I had this ghost experience when I was 4. Yes, that was fascinating but bizarre. But I tried to, not worry about that. And then of course I have more strange experiences which made me think, hang on a second, I've had experiences which could be classified as prophetic experiences, ghost experiences, telepathy experiences, demon experiences, angel experiences, spiritual healing energy experiences, chakra experiences. All these things, they have happened. Okay, there's nothing fake about the experiences, because the experiences have happened, and I can use those terms because those terms culturally describe what the experience felt like, or seemed to be, or the kind of things I saw, or felt, or experienced. But I can't say what it is in practice, because we just don't know. That's why it's so intriguing. So there's nothing fake about looking out for the experience. There really isn't. Whether you're doing demonology, whether you're doing dark mirror scrying, whether you're doing pendulum dowsing, whether you're playing around with meditation and all that kind of groovy stuff, or just doing religious stuff. Okay, there's mind-blowing weird stuff out there, and it's great to experiment with, to explore, to play around with, and yeah, 100% genuine. Alright, psychic experience, as in psychic means to do with the mind, because it's the mind which has, you know, that's where you get your experience. Alright, but it's not psychic in terms of, oh, there is a supernatural force. Yes, there really is a supernatural force, and my ancestors are trying to talk to me today. And yes, and no, actually it's the grey aliens who came round and I had tea with them. Yes, that was nice. Yes, yes, nice little reptilian scaly creatures they were. Yeah, that's bullshit. Okay, but what isn't is, okay, I use the mythology of, let's say, angels. Okay, I followed the procedures associated with ritual magic because that's like an intense form of hypnosis. Okay, but it's a form of hypnosis in which you're deliberately putting yourself in that awe, full of awe, reverent, weird state of mind. It's a trance-like, tranquil. You know, you got the candles, you got the incense, you've got strange symbols out in front of you. You got like a little altar area, and you've drawn pentagrams everywhere, and it looks really groovy. You know what I mean? And it's all part of the whole experience. I mean, people do some form of hypnosis on themselves all the time. I mean, look at the people just during this election time. Then you can see on YouTube people getting like hypnotized, namely a part of their mind being distorted by what is being said. But if you remove those all the distractions and all the noise, okay, and you just focus in on something of a consciousness entity kind of experience thing, okay, you can create a hypnotic experience, and then you end up being receptive to something else. Now, whether that comes from something like deep down inside your mind, your old, you know, ancient evolutionary parts of your, you know, evolutionary, I should say, parts of your brain, you know, the reptilian, mammalian stuff inside you, or whether it's just a deep subconscious thing, or a Freudian thing, or a Jungian psychological investigation thing, or what. We don't know. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. You know, the Jungian, Freudian, and all the rest of that models, they were just models. There was, you know, things to back them up, but they were just like an argument, okay? And that's basically all we can really say. So, nothing fake about the experience, okay? Where it's fake is where people apply their beliefs, and then they make a statement that those beliefs are 100% true, which would, of course, rationally speaking, if you use that grey stuff in your head, which was given to you by nature and evolution and the environment and nutrition and God, or God, if he did give it to you anyway, or whatever, you know, you can see that that's bullshit, and that's what the skeptics are having a go at. And it's important that they carry on having a go at that, okay? But strange things happen, and you need to play with it. Well, in my humble opinion, you do, okay? Because, like, one day there'll be more research done, and all this stuff will point to something, and it'll be great. And we'll find out more about it, about ourselves, and what we're really like, and what we're really about, and it'll be cool. So, come on, join in the experiments, have fun.